I'm sharing it again. Okay, anyone confirm me whether screen is visible?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. So in business partner, you have to go to BP transaction, click on organization, and here first by default the role will be the general role. Okay, 0000000. So here what we'll mention? We'll mention all the name of the business partner title. Okay, this is nothing but your general data. Nothing but your general data. And in the right hand side, there is a grouping column. Okay. So here you have to click on the group number to get the number, and it can be internal or external. Okay. So suppose I have chosen 0001, which is internal number range. Select it. So number will be
But
generated.
sir, can we create this from our side?
No, this is the master data activity. I'm just telling you that business partner
Okay.
is required to work with the SCM system, SCWM. Okay. So if,
Okay.
okay, in that case, what I can do, I can share the document. Just I want to give you a brief overview. This document I will share so that in later also you can check. This is not our part, but good to know. Because you have to create a purchase order, right? For purchase order, you need a vendor. So vendor is nothing but a business partner. How you will create? Either you have to create or you need to use an existing one that I can give you. I'll create and I'll give you. So just know the process. First, we need to extend the general role with this internal number range. Then I'll go quickly. You mention all the things like what is the name, address, okay, time zone. Then save the business partner number. It will generate the number. Then, if you want to define this business partner as a customer, then first you need to maintain the accounting view of the customer. So the role is FLCU00. So go to the change mode, select the role, change role to FLCU00, which will be nothing but your customer master accounting view. You have to maintain here. Then you need to maintain the customer master sales org view. So for sales org view, you have the role. Let me scroll down. This is again accounting role. FLCU01. 00. This is accounting. Extend the customer for sales data. So you need FLCU01. Likewise, for vendor, we have FLV00 and FLVN00 and FLVN01 for purchasing and accounting view. Okay. This is the process how the business partner is created and extended. I'll share this document with you. Now going back to the EWM part. First, we'll look at what is the difference between new embedded EWM system and old decentralized warehouse management EWM system. In the old system, this is the structure. This is the drum that you can see, blue color. For example, this is a database, basically a database. In ERP, you need to log in using a user ID password. You need to create data, for example, customer, vendor, material master, etc., etc. Packaging instruction, then transactional data, inbound delivery, outbound delivery, whatever we are creating in the EWS ERP system, we need a specific process to send or replicate all those data to EWM system. Otherwise, EWM will not get any information that what I need to process. So earlier, the process was to send the customer master, vendor master, and material master in advance after creation of the data in ERP system using a IDOC system, okay, to replicate it. And there is a method called SIP. SIP stands for core interface. We have two transaction codes, CFM1 and CFM2, by which we create the distribution model and execute the distribution. So using this process earlier, we used to send all those data from ERP to EWM system using a distribution model. So what is the distribution model? SIP distribution model T code is CFM1 and execution is CFM2 to send the master data from ERP to EWM system. But now in S4HANA, all are embedded. So we need not to do any replication automatically. Whenever you create a master data in the ERP system or S/4HANA system, automatically it is available. Okay. This is the
Automatically it will reflect into the
automatically.
EWM
Suppose
system,
you
right?
have created a business partner, immediately you can see in embedded system. You need not to do any
Oh, okay.
filter. This direct access, no SIP required. This is the difference. This is being asked in the interview. So you have to answer that in S/4HANA system, whenever we create a master data or business transaction data, immediately it is available in EWM system, which was not there before in our decentralized warehouse system. We had to replicate all the data using a process which is called distribution model. So what is distribution model? For example, have you ever sent any material master or vendor master BD using BD12, BD14 transaction? You heard this transaction? BD14, BD12 to send the master data.
In IDOC you are saying, right?
It creates a IDOC, right? In BD14, BD12.
Yeah,
So same
correct.
process we used to do from ERP to EWM system. And this transactional data, how we have sent using a distribution model, SIP distribution model. But it is obsolete now. Now we don't use it in S/4HANA. So node SIP is not required in embedded system. Okay. Now here I have given you a list of basic transaction code list which is required. So whenever we'll get the EWM access, server access, okay, then you need to run this transaction code just to see the screen. So what is there in the header section? What is there in the item section? Okay. So first one is your warehouse monitor, inbound, outbound, RF environment. You must have seen that most of the transaction or execution process happened inside the warehouse using a handheld device, the small handheld device, the scanner. On top of that, there is the
Uh,
scanner, right? They go
yes,
and
sir.
pick the
One,
product.
yes, sir. One query. Like the fast transaction which is on, it is for the internal activity of warehouse, right?
Now, this is to check this is a report. Your answer is this is a report by
Report.
which
Okay.
I can see, monitor all the warehouse activity, not the internal movement. For internal movement, there is a transaction code which is /n/SWM add prod and add HU and REPL. Add prod, I'll tell you. Internal, I'll add. I have not added because we have a separate chapter for that. For internal, extra inbound, right? PRDI.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Outbound,
yeah,
PRDO. Now your
yeah.
question is internal. So if we want to move individual product, then it will be /n/SCWN /add prod PROD, by which you directly put the material, source bin, destination bin, process time 9999 and save it. It will move the stock. Okay. There is a chapter,
Oh, okay.
separate chapter. Don't worry about it. About the process.
Okay.
Don't worry. Just for the timing, know the transaction code /n/SCWM/add HU. HU means whenever you moving the box, okay, you cannot break the quantity. Remember, it cannot break the quantity. Suppose there is a box 10 quantity are there. Using add HU, we have to
Yeah.
move the entire box. Entire box, not partial. And
The
here you
fast one we can. The
suppose
fast one
there
we
is a
can
box 10 pieces
separate.
there. And suppose you want to move 3 pieces. This is possible using this transaction code. This is not possible
Oh,
using
okay.
this transaction code. This is
Yeah,
in.
got it. Got it. Thank you.
Now, suppose there is a place from where you want to do the replenishment run in like MRP run. For that internal process, you have to REPL. This is also internal process. This is a replenishment process. When I'll explain the MRP inside the warehouse, then I'll explain this. This is another chapter. Okay, replenishment. So this is the internal process. Another internal process is physical inventory. You must have heard the word, the stock verification. Stock verification, right? Where we take the stock, system stock, first we check system stock versus physical stock, correct? Physical stock.
Physical stock.
And we create a PI underscore. Shantu, what is the transaction code? for physical inventory? PI underscore create. And another is PI underscore process. Why process is required? Because in physical inventory process, we first create the physical inventory document and then we add the actually counted quantity and then post the difference. That is the reason we have two separate transaction code. Okay, these are all the internal transaction code. All are there in a different chapter. Okay, so now normal GUI login, we all know. We put the user ID password and we can log into the GUI environment. But how to log into the RFID environment? Like the small mobile screen icon will come in your computer. So how you can see that screen using the transaction code RFUI. So if you execute RFUI,
So there is a machine like kind of thing.
right. There is small handle
Okay.
device. You have to dock it in the server, right? Then you can pick it. There is a RFID.
Okay.
You
Mhm.
can go
Mhm.
up to the end of the bay of that warehouse. You can scan the product box, and here you can put the quantity and save it. So automatically in backend in SAP, it will confirm the picked quantity and it will post it. So that is done
Oh,
using
okay.
FUI transaction code. Okay, this will be the last chapter, second last chapter. Then we have bean creation. This is a part of master data like MM01 or XK01 or FK01. We create the master data in ERP system or BP transaction code. So similarly, bean creation is not a part of configuration. Warehouse number creation, storage type creation, storage section creation is a part of configuration. But the last organizational element, which is bean, is not a organization element. It is a master data. So using direct transaction code, we create the bean. So go to the ls01 transaction code and put your nomenclature. For example, bean hyphen 01 hyphen 01 hyphen a. Okay. And you can create a bean. Confirm
Uh,
warehouse.
so so you can create a beam in production direct. That means.
Yes. In production directly
Okay.
you can create bean. Even you can use a structure means source and means from number to number. Suppose from number is AA01 to AA99. So how many bin will be created? If I put from AA-01 to AA-99. So how many bin will be created?
99 beam.
99 bin will be created. In mass also we can create. But for our testing
Oh.
purpose, for easy understanding purpose, we'll use ls01 transaction code key to create your bin. So I'll give you a storage type. So Satish will create a material with the name of Satish material, Satish underscore material. Saurabh, you will create a material with Saurabh underscore material. Okay. Your material, and you will create a bin hyphen Satish, bin hyphen Shantu, bin hyphen Saurabh. Okay. So that you can do your testing individually. Separate material you create. And if you want to take reference, yes, suppose Shantu has executed the process end to end, then you can take Shantu's material and you can check the end to end process. Okay. It will be helpful for each other. Confirm warehouse tasks we can create using this transaction code or by simply clicking on the warehouse tasks also it is possible. Okay, both way. From the GUI also you can click and confirm the task or you can execute the transaction code. The last important transaction code is MAT1. Why MAT1 is required? Although we are creating material in MM01 and S4 HANA is embedded, material is auto-replicated, but hey, who is joining? Who is this? Satish.
Only
Who is this Satish?
actually my lab. One
Oh,
minute, 1 minute.
okay. Okay, fine. No issue.
My laptop internet connection unstable.
Okay,
So
no
that's
problem.
what I tried in mobile, but it is slow.
Hmm. Okay, so MAT transaction code, why it is important? Because when we create a material master, it extends the normal view like basic view, purchasing view, accounting view to extend the WM specific view. If you go to the material master, we have warehouse management one view, warehouse management two view. Okay, so how I will maintain the warehouse management view in SCWM? In EWM system using mat1 transaction code. So when you execute mat1, if we put the material will be reflected everything. But if you go to the storage view or WM view, all the data will be blank where you need to put the warehouse management or warehouse specific data or storage type specific data. That is why this transaction code is required for warehouse product maintenance. In ERP side, we call it as material, whereas in EWM side, we call it as product.
So this warehouse product maintenance, sir.
Ah,
It is maintenance. See, for example, my question is, in our ERP system, there will be like basic data one view and then warehouse management one and two, correct?
you
So
need,
while
yeah,
coming to
right.
yeah,
You need not to
so while
maintain.
coming,
So from
hmm,
ERP side, you just maintain the WM1 view. That's it.
okay,
Where you need to specify the three-digit warehouse number. That is the important. Rest, nothing is required. Only three-character warehouse you maintain in the warehouse manager one view and leave it. Then take
okay,
the same material and go to this transaction code SCWM mat1, enter it, go to WM view, and there you maintain the WM specific data. Now question is, what is WM specific data? So that is depend on the search indicator. Suppose there is bin search, bin strategy, first in first out, last in first out, which section it will go. What is the dot determination group? Those are all the master data element that I will tell you when we'll maintain a product. Okay. So remember, from ERP side, just maintain the WM1 view and leave it, and then come to the EWM side, log into the means, execute this transaction code command on and maintain the WM data. Okay. So graphical layout. This is the three character warehouse is connected. This is how we design. First planned storage location, and by combining storage location, there's a warehouse, three character warehouse. This is connected with EWM with four character warehouse. And these two storage location are AFS location and receiving on dock location. So whenever we'll create any storage location, we'll try to maintain this nomenclature AFS and receiving on dock. Now look at this picture to understand the storage type. Now we'll explain the storage type. So here in the top section, here we can see this is inside the warehouse, how we have segregated the warehouse area. These are all the storage type. This is high rack storage type where we keep the product. Left hand side, here you can see some doors are there. This is also a storage type. The storage type is 9015, 4 character. This is standard SCP. Remember, all the things described here is standard SCP that we are going to use. For door, we'll be use 9015 storage type. For high rack, we'll be using 0010 storage type. But if you wish to set up your own storage type, yes, you can go and copy this 0010 and create your own storage type 4 character alphanumeric. For example, HR01, you can keep it like this. But reference will be 0010. Remember, each and every area is defined as a storage type and bin in warehouse. Each and every area. For example, in the inbound door, the goods has come. It will put into the staging area. This is inbound staging area. Storage type is 9010. This is called GR zone. This is called GR zone. So this is a bin. Okay. This is a bin. Now, from here, you can move the stock. This is optional. Deconsolidation area. What is that? It might happen that vendor has put everything into a single box and delivered it. You cannot put that big box into the bin because it will not fit. So what you need to do in the deconsolidation area, you need to open the box, segregate it properly, and send it to the desired destination. Okay,
Uh,
individual box.
sorry, sorry, sir, for interrupt.
Mhm.
Sir, what is decon area?
Decon area means deconsolidation area. This is a kind of work center. Remember this word, work center. Work center means is a place where we do certain activity. Work center is a place where we do certain activity. So deconsolidation area is a kind of work center. Is a kind of
Okay.
work center. For example, you have a European pallet size bin 2 meter, and you have normal pallet bin which is 1 meter. Okay, this is the size of your bin. Now vendor has you have ordered the product and vendor has given you a very big box. So that big box you cannot put it into any bin, right? It will not fit. You need to bring that big box, sit into some area, work center area, and open it and repack it. So the activity which is done in the area is called deconsolidation area. This is a repacking area, or you can say deconsolidation means it is repacking area. Clear? Now,
So here, just for one question, sir. In
hmm,
decon area, only for uh, uh, repacking, or some process also they will do. For example, assembly part, and then some reducing with machineries, they will reduce the size of the product like
no,
that.
no,
They
no,
will do,
no,
or
no,
only.
no. Deconsolidation by word, the meaning is you have to segregate. Consolidation means ki you will get it together. A
Okay.
deconsolidation means you have to make it separate. Correct? So deconsolidation
Separate.
area purpose is to open the box and deconsolidate it, which means open the box and segregate it. So segregation part happened in deconsolidation area. But if you want to
Okay.
do
Okay.
some value-added activity, then you have to move into the VAS work center, value-added service work center. For example, this packaging area, let's say. This is
Okay. Okay.
8020 packaging area. You want to do packing, repacking, all those activity. You have to put the label. You have to put in into the box with the thermocol. Okay, inside the box, bubble wrapping, all those activity you want to do. Then you pass it to this packing area. This is also a work center, but deconsolidation is specifically for segregating the material. If it is means packed together. Now, some product is having some designated bin, so that will go to the fixed bin area. Okay, where the material will always the same material will go to the same bin. So 0050 storage type is for fixed bin. 8020 for packing, repacking, and again 9020 is the staging area for goods issue. These are all the GI zone, goods issue zone. This is also a storage type. And outside of the plant, the area is called the yard. So under a yard, I can have different section. Okay, checking section, checkout section, and this door area 9025 is the outbound door. 9025 is the outbound door. So your home task will be to remember all the storage type versus name. Okay. For door, if I ask you what is the storage type for inbound door, you have to tell 9015. What is the storage type for GR zone? It is 9010. What is the storage type for GI zone? 9020. And the role, I'll tell you what is the role of this.
So yard will be only at the outbound, sir. Here I found the yard will be at the outbound side only.
Yard is
Inbound.
for, remember, yard is for vehicle management. So how the vehicles are coming, where it will park, how long it will stay, when it will dock into the door, when it will leave the door, all this management is done. Yard is a separate module, yard management. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
If you go to Western, so they do lots of many activity, dock appointment scheduling. There is a process. Okay, they do lot
Okay.
many activities in yard. But as a EWM consultant, your sole activity will be inside the warehouse.
Hmm.
And yard is
Okay.
simple. I will give you, if you are interested, then I will give you one book.
No, no, first I will finish this interior part, sir. So let's go to after that. Yes, because
Yes.
this it will come under TM transport management also, right? Yard combination.
No,
TM.
transportation management is a separate module. It is connected with the yard also, right? Integrate.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Storage type. This is the definition, identification process, ID point, people, work center, door, yard. These are the definition explained. Heavy product, bulky product. Now let's look at this warehouse, inside the warehouse. So this is the floor area. This floor area, this is called, this is a bay. Okay, this is a bay.
So in
E,
between that two
bay.
yellow line bay, right?
This is ale. This is the bay.
Okay.
And this is the section. The generally high moving, slow moving item and high moving item, fast moving item. Generally, fast moving item we keep it in the below section, fast moving item, and the high moving, slow moving item we keep it generally on the higher section.
Based on weight, they will not keep, right? Because heavyweight material they will keep below. But so
Heavyweight
here fast
material
moving item will be
generally kept below.
Mhm.
Heavyweight material generally we keep
So
it below.
okay, okay. So in all the business process, like fast moving will be below only, sir, or it depends upon
No, no,
company.
fast moving means, for example, there are certain product, for example, FMCG product, which is sold regularly and frequently. So generally we
Okay,
keep all those fast moving item in a picking area. A dedicated picking area is there from where we generally pick the product. Okay, throughout the warehouse we pick the product, but those which are sold very frequently, we keep it in the picking area. And for that area is that picking area is always logically connected with a buffer area, because whenever the stock goes below certain level of the picking area, we always replenish the stock from the buffer location. That depends on the business. We need not to worry about that.
okay.
Ale stack verification. Now, inside a bin, okay, inside a bin, when the product comes and sit, then it is defined as a quant. What is quant? Is the smallest unit inside the warehouse. So suppose there is a bin one and I kept a product. Okay, so it will exist into the warehouse as a form of a quant. So quant is having certain characteristics. For example, under a quant, what is the material, what is the stock type, what is the batch number, what is how much quantity, what is the last gr date. So these information are captured inside a quant, and the moment you move the stock, the quant data will get vanished. Inside a bin, when we keep the product, it forms as a quant. Now question is, why quant is important? Because when you are storing the product, you are updating the goods received date and time. So that is used for FIFO or LIFO purpose. Some product you sell it using the first in first out logic. Some product you sell it using the last in first out logic. So how system will know? They'll check and search the quant information. So how many stock types are there?
So stock
Okay.
types will be valuated stock, non-valuated stock.
We'll talk about valuated stock only.
So valuated stock will be uh, like unrestricted, restricted stock.
Unrestricted,
Quality.
restricted, and block. Okay. Quality.
Yeah,
Unrestricted stock. And restricted means it can be quality or it can be blocked. Okay.
correct.
Batch number, quality number. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's it for this class. So this document I have
Okay.
already shared with you. Go through this, and your main focus would be to know the transaction code, basic transaction code, and this structure, uh, the bold this structure. Okay, under a
So
warehouse,
this
how it
document,
is the layout is segregated. What is the question?
so actually this layout document not yet received from our end, sir. So only that,
This is not yet received. Okay, I'll send it. This bold color is
yeah, yeah.
not required, but this is for extra knowledge purpose. But till this,
Okay.
up to this, you read.
Okay.
Okay, this
Yeah,
structure,
yeah.
this layout is most important. Okay, apart from this
Okay.
transaction code. Okay,
Okay.
okay, I'll stop. Now in the mail ID, what I'll do, I'll send a link, Google Drive link. So from
Okay.
there, you can download this recorded session. Okay.